Hello everybody, welcome back to Making It Up. I'm Isa. Today's video is all about how to fake glossy lids. We all know I'm a really big fan of glossy eye looks. I've done a full video on this a few years ago at this point maybe, and I've shared some of my favorite glossy lid products. Sometimes it gets to be a little too uncomfortable and I need to fake it, so I fake it. Over the years, I've found products and techniques that have helped me create the wet look without having to use an eye gloss or face gloss or any gloss whatsoever, and it still gives a pretty similar effect. Now, is it the real deal? No, definitely not, but it gives a similar effect and it's good enough for me. Today, I'm gonna be showing that to you guys because why not? I'm gonna be sharing some products that I like to use for it and my tips and tricks on how to make your eyes look glossy without having to use eye gloss. If that sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching because I'm about to divulge all my secrets. Okay, so now that we're up close and personal, I'm gonna go in with the Inglot Aquastic Cream Eyeshadow in number 12. Now you can use whatever you want that is almost metallic. It isn't too shimmery or too metallic. You want something that's kind of in between, like super fine shimmer. That's gonna help give a more natural, like glossy, wet look. If it gets too shimmery, it's gonna get glittery and you know, it's not the vibe. Same as if it gets too metallic, like it's not gonna work. But with this, it's kind of like a happy medium. I'm going to be showing you some other options later on. I'm not going to be adding any eyeshadow primer because that's going to make my lids a little bit oily, and I find that that helps with the whole glossy look situation without having to be too uncomfortable. The rest of my face is done, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into the eyeshadow. And the key is to add very, very light layers. And I'm just going to be adding this with my finger. You want to hit, like, it's not your inner corner, but it's like the inner part of your eye that's above your inner corner. I find that when you hit this with shimmer, it gives it more, I don't know, like a reflective, wet look-ish. Once you've done a very light layer, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but my eye looks kind of wet. So let me just do the other eye real quick. Once you're done adding the eyeshadow, and as you can see, I definitely did add quite a bit to the innermost corner of my eye. I didn't go crazy, I didn't go all the way. I like having a little bit of, you know, non-glossiness, but I do go up to the crease. And I think that gives it like an extra look. Is it super dramatic, like gloopy wet? No, but the effect is there. Once you've done that, go in with your favorite mascara. I'm using the Maybelline The Colossal Curl Bounce. I love this one. You can use any mascara because this look won't smudge. It's not a gloss, so you don't have to be careful about it, which is a bonus. And once mascara is done, that is the eyes complete. Let me zoom you guys a little bit more. This is what it looks like. Does it look ultra super wet? No, that is definitely not the effect. I haven't found anything that works like that, but it definitely gives you a wet looking effect, right? Like it doesn't look like a normal shadow. It definitely gives dimension. You basically still get the look that you want without being uncomfortable throughout the whole day. I love doing faux wet looks. Now that our lids are faux glossy, I want to share some other products with you apart from the Inglot Aquastic. I will say this one is my favorite and it's the one I use the most, and it gives me the most realistic effect, but I know Inglot isn't like widely available everywhere. I mean, if it's available in Guatemala, it should be available everywhere, but you really have to do a little bit of digging with this one. Again, this is in shade 12 and it works perfectly for my skin tone. That's another important thing I think I forgot to mention. If you want it to look as glossy and like transparent as possible, then you want something that's close to your skin color. So if you have deeper skin than me, you pick something that's a little more bronzy. If you have lighter skin than me, maybe something that's, you know, less gold champagne and maybe more pink or light gold. But anyways, Inglot Aquastic is where it's at for me. I love it, love the formula, and it gives me the most realistic look. But I also have some other products, one of them being the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have mine in number 4. This is such a versatile product, and I've also used it to fake glossy lids. Now this is very much just like it doesn't even feel like a shimmer. You know, you've seen this everywhere, but this is basically just like, it gives you a wet look on your skin, and it can also do the same for your eyes. So if you want something that is super, super natural, as you can see, it's very natural, it's like a lit from within look, then you can go ahead and use this on your eyes. I will say this doesn't like, I mean, it sets, but it doesn't completely dry down, so it's probably going to be creasing a little bit more. I do recommend using an eye primer with this one, but it gives you like a pretty subtle effect. If you're looking for like that wet look but have it be very subtle and natural, then I recommend that one. Another one that I like to use is Glossier Lid Star. I have mine in the shade Cub, so it doesn't exactly work the same because this is a different color. It's obviously not the color of my skin tone, but if you apply a really light layer, I know they have some other colors that aren't as, you know, vibrant as this one. They have some golds and some champagnes, and I feel like those would be great because this one, I mean, you're not even going to be able to see. This is a very, very subtle eyeshadow, almost like a no eyeshadow, Glossier's vibe. You can barely see it, but it just gives you a little bit of something, a little bit of a reflection, and that's kind of what you want. So this is just an example. I wouldn't go in with this color, but there are colors that could work for various different skin tones to create kind of that faux gloss on your eyes. Last cream that I have here is the Almay Velvet Foil Cream Shadow in the shade Golden Vibes. This one is definitely too deep for me, but if you have a deeper skin tone than me, then I think this would work perfectly. Now, this is a very intense eyeshadow, so you'd only need a little bit, and it would probably, you know, you'd have to blend it out as much as possible. But as you can see, it's this one right here on me. You can tell, but again, it has that like reflective quality. It's slightly metallic. Obviously, if you build it up, it's gonna be super foily and metallic. But if you don't, and if you just spread it out a lot, it doesn't look as metallic. And if you have a deeper skin tone, you can hide the pigment of this really well, and it'll just look like you have a sheen, gloss. But in reality, it's just a cream eyeshadow that lasts all day, by the way, and it doesn't crease. It has a few more shimmers than I would like it to, ideally, but if you like spread it out and thin it really, really well, it can work. And then lastly, I have one powder shadow. They don't make this anymore. This is in the Spotlight Foiled Eyeshadow by Makeup Geek. RIP, because this was one of the greatest like eyeshadows of my life. But if you happen to have this formula, or if you have any foiled formula that's kind of like this, then it's perfect, because as you will see in a second, if you just grab a little bit of this, and again, you spread it out very well across your lids, then it's gonna give you a wet look. Can you even see? I don't know if you can even see, but like you can't even see the shimmer or the color. It just has that reflective nature. So any foiled eyeshadow will do the trick. Like this is my second favorite after the Inglot to use, because you can't see any shimmer. You just see slight metallicism. That's not a word, but it's slightly metallic. Obviously, if you build it up, it's gonna be more metallic and less wet looking, but oh my god. I hope you can see what I can see, because it's so good. It blends so well. I think foiled eyeshadows like this, I'm pretty sure ColourPop must have at least one. Maybe not in like a powder formula, but in their Super Shock Shadow formula. I didn't have any neutral ones, that's why I didn't bother showing you any. But this right here, just like a simple foiled eyeshadow. I know L'Oreal had their foiled eyeshadows that came in a little pan. I don't know if they discontinued those as well, but something along those lines will give you a very realistic wet look. And that's it for today's video, you guys. Now you know how to get faux glossy lids without having to feel uncomfortable, without having to apply any gloss or goopy mess on your eyes. You can just fake it, like everything else in life. Fake it until you make it. If you have any other eyeshadow or product recommendation that you think would do the same trick as the ones that I mentioned today, please let me know down below, because I know there are so many new foily eyeshadows or cream eyeshadows that I haven't bought yet because I'm gonna low buy. But if you have any other suggestions for products that could work with this technique, then please leave them down below. I'd love to hear them out and potentially try some out in the future. If you enjoyed today's video, then please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And if you're into super easy and real makeup and beauty content like today's video, then please make sure to subscribe. I'm here every week and I love to have you back. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you right here for my next one. Love you all. Bye. Mwah.